Hello everyone, I'm Naguura, and today I have another Sauercrowd recap for you. This time it is day 9. And lots of things happened today. Some fortunate ones, some very unfortunate ones. Let's get through it. So, first of all, we had a death from Dirty Devil on a really high level character, and he actually died on purpose. He wanted to switch class because he was playing a priest, and he saw that there is a severe lack of tanks, so he ran into Orgrimmar on this dwarf, and he, I think, now created a warrior. So he's now able to tank on that character, and he's going to level it up to help out some other players, which is very cool. The dwarves are doing some crazy things, actually. Then we had Kalle, who died back to back. One death actually happened yesterday. I was too tired to even mention it. Kalle died while he was in our group. So we were going to Duskwood. We were a 5-man group. We picked up the quests, and as we were all like there's something in a room where I wanted to do like some little RP thing, because there was this room that had like 5 chairs, and I was like, oh, we can sit down and do a little bit of an RP thing. Like I wanted to say, oh, like this is like a self-help group for WoW addicts or whatever. And as I was saying that everyone should come, all of a sudden, Kalle was like, I'm dying, help. So we all got up and like immediately ran to him, but because he pulled some like level 30 mobs in accident when he was only like level 26 or so, and he ended up dying. We were not able to get there in time. It was only like a few seconds away. It was very unfortunate, and unfortunately he died again today. He died again, but I think he already created a new character, so hopefully he can make it this time. Alright, then we had Wakayashi, who died on a like 32 character, or even higher, in Razorfed Crawl. Something happened. So basically, they just had overpulled a lot of mobs. There were so many mobs. The tank kind of charged in, didn't really see that there's like so many mobs around, and then pulled a lot of mobs, and they were just like overwhelmed. They did manage to even control it somewhat nicely, but the healer, Wakayashi in this case, ran out of mana and they couldn't deal with it. So they called to use a loon to port out, to leave group, to like, you know, free for all. And unfortunately, Wakayashi did not manage to do anything and ended up dying. Everyone else, though, survived, which is something at least, because there was a lot of high levels in that group. Then we had a really close call in the Stockades. Maxime's group was in there with Mr. More Games and some others. And basically what happened was that they pulled the boss on accident. And they already had a lot of other mobs. And then the mobs were kind of running around. Maxime was tanking the boss. He dropped really low and managed to still get a heal at the end, though. And then Mr. More Games called to run, because he was thinking he's not going to have enough mana to like get through this. And he called to run. So they run out, but they see that there's respawn at the entrance. So Mr. More Games called to not run out and do the mobs after all. And it's absolutely amazing to me that people listen to this, because usually when a call is made for people to run and to leave, people are panicking and doing and running all over the place and leaving the group and whatnot. But in this case, they actually listened to Mr. More Games. They first listened to the call to run, and then they also listened to the call to not run and turn around and finish the pull after all. And they managed to do so. They managed to finish the boss and managed to finish the pull, and nobody died. Huge shout out to Mr. More Games. One of the humans, one of us. Then we had a town hall meeting today, which happens every Sunday at 6 p.m. And first we had a minute of silence where Turo was singing Amazing Grace for all the players that died.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Then we had some suggestions, some feedback. So somebody suggested to do confessions, which the gist of it would be that if they did something, even if it was something against the rules, then they could do a confession. They could confess, and then like people can decide if it's like forgiven or not, something like that. I didn't 100% understand it, and everyone was kind of like voting for this. I personally voted against it because I was thinking maybe people are gonna do like a bunch of stuff against the rules just to like get the confession, just to create drama, just to get like clips. And I thought it might be going like a little bit too far, but we'll see. Could also be like really good content. I'm kind of looking like I'm excited about it. I'm interested to see what's gonna happen. Then they also called that we're gonna get new candidates. All right, so there's two things that will happen now. Each individual streamer that is part of the event can invite another streamer to the event and that they have to vouch for. If that person then does something against the rule, does something bad, then the person that vouched for them is getting a punishment. I personally am going to vouch for Miris. Miris, of course, a person I know for a long time, player Neko, incredible player, and I'll be vouching for him. He already asked me if he could join quite a while ago, before the event even started. I asked Metashi, and unfortunately he said the event is full, but now I managed to get him in. I'm also trying to get him in as a human, so he can be part of the humans as well, which will be amazing. Then there's one more way to get into OnlyFans now, and it's through open public applications. So there's a Twitter post and TikTok and Instagram, I think, on Metashi's social medias, and people can send in clips, and I think he will then choose who gets invited and who does not. All right, so that's cool. Then we will have the rested XP vote. So rested experience usually wasn't allowed, but then it was allowed up until level 20, and now it's going to be allowed up until level 30. That was voted on today. Then there's also a new tool that they suggested that is like going to be implemented into the website, where people can look for groups, because apparently people have a really hard time with looking for groups. I personally think that maybe this problem would have been alleviated with the new people coming in soon, but people voted for the LFG tool, so we'll see how that goes. Maybe it goes well. All right, and then one more thing that happened was that there's going to be a court that is going to be held in Sulfurrock tomorrow at 8 p.m. So I already said this in the last recap, but in this incident in Sulfurrock, where 2 people died, Bleach and Hunter, there was a rogue. His name is Chef Strobel, and he, according to some people, could have done more to help the group and didn't. So people are basically saying that he roached. And tomorrow is going to be an official court session that's going to be held by Bonchma, by Aster. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. I might be an expert witness in the case. We'll see. We'll see if I'm going to be called forward. All right. Then at the end of the town hall meeting, there was speeches for each individual leaders. I personally had a speech, and I just used it to pick some MVPs of the humans for the week. I picked Mr. More Games for the Stockades, where he was saving the group. I picked Siglinde and Dalu for being high-level players that are super experienced and helping people out all the time. I also mentioned Civiculus, because he was super, super honest during the Jeopardy game we had yesterday. Basically, like a question was asked, and some other person, Civiculus was supposed to answer, and some other person yelled the answer, so he couldn't say it, and it was correct. And then he was honest and said, you know what? I would have said the wrong thing. And I personally think that is admirable, so I mentioned him. Then I also mentioned Grubby for, being so good at doing this whole event in German, and for integrating himself and doing such a good job with that. And then Suki for enchanting all of the humans' like gear and giving everyone bags and whatnot. So yeah, those were the MVPs of the humans. All right, then afterwards, apparently we had to give Texas to the guild lead. It was our level in silver. So if you're level 40, you need to get 40 silver. So we lined up to do that. And at some point, I was thinking, you know what? I can log on my because each leader can have a bank character. So I have a bank character, and I was thinking I can log on a bank character, and the humans that are still there, they can trade me some stuff for the human bank. But at some point, Hand of Blood was saying that they need another person to like get gold from the guild leaders. And I was thinking this is my opportunity to get some gold for the humans. So I sat down and pretended to be one of the leaders, and I tried to get tax gold. I only managed to get one, and it was a human, so unfortunately it didn't work too well. I was caught. All right, then we wanted to go to Gnomeregan, and unfortunately something happened. Something very, very, very bad happened. Lost Kitten fell to her death. I am so incredibly sad that I didn't manage to save her. It was just a very unfortunate situation. We were like at the very start of the Gnomeregan, there's this very deadly elevator. And as we were going to the elevator, I explained the elevator and I said that you shouldn't go on it, but you know, it was all fine. Like she listened to it, everyone listened to it, and it was all fine. So we walked on the elevator as it comes up. And as we walked to the elevator, Lost Kitten had a mob spot on her. Now, she was not aware that these mobs are just like low level, non-elite mobs. It was just like a level 23 mob that, you know, doesn't do much. But she didn't know. Since we were going to a dungeon, sometimes there's elite mobs in front of dungeons. She thinks at this point this is a dangerous situation and she has aggro and she, you know, she needs help, right? So she doesn't move onto the elevator. But we are all on the elevator already. And we know that if she just walks to the elevator, the mob is gone, right? So we think she walks in the elevator too. But she doesn't walk, right? So Niklas tries to tell her to not go in the elevator anymore. But she, you know, panics because of this mob and she doesn't hear it. And she tries to get in the elevator last second, and unfortunately she doesn't make it and she falls down. Now, I have an ability that saves you from fall damage, which is called Blessing of Protection. Now, I could have saved her, and I'm so sad that I didn't. I was so incredibly sad. But, so what happened was, like, I see she has aggro, and I see she's panicking, right? So I'm trying to get the aggro off of the mob so she's calm. So I used judgment on the mob, and before I realized that she was falling, I had already pressed my seal to, you know, do damage to the mob that I would then be tanking. Unfortunately, my seal is a GCD, right? So at this point she's falling to her death. And I understand she's falling to her death. And I try to bop her, but I am in my GCD currently because I used my seal. So my mouse is over her character. I have a mouse over macro. My mouse is over her character. I even targeted her. And I'm spamming my bop. I'm spamming it. But unfortunately, because I'm in my GCD, she dies. She hits the floor of the elevator before my GCD is up, and I can't bop her. And I bop myself because of the mouse over macro. And it was like in slow motion. I watched it in slow motion. It was like 0.1 seconds. It was so incredibly close. The GCD was almost done. I was so close. I almost got her. I'm just sad. I was just incredibly sad about it. She was sad about it. I was so sorry for her. Either way, of course, Lost Kitten did not leave. She created another character. She started leveling again after she calmed down. A million people helped her, traded her bags, helped her level, lasted mobs for her. Vlesk was doing an amazing job, helped her for hours. We, in the meantime, we did Gnomeregan after all because we were already on the way to Gnomeregan. We had already all quests and all people there, and we were thinking probably Lost Kitten needs some time to, like, you know, calm down and to start her new character. So we just wanted to finish the dungeon, and then we would see what to do with it afterwards. So yeah, we go to Gnomeregan at this point. We go really slow. Gnomeregan is a difficult dungeon. Things can go wrong really quickly. especially with the mines, with the iron dwarves and the last boss. But it's all super smooth. We go through the dungeon, it's all smooth. We had a little bit of a scary moment with the dark iron dwarves as the aggro was kind of all over the place and the bombs were everywhere, but we managed to get through it. And then we had actually like 2 close situations. One close situation was where Jen didn't see a bomb on the last dark iron dwarf that we pulled and almost led to the explosion of the bomb. And then we had a very difficult situation on the last boss where the last boss has an aggro reset on that aggro target. So it knocks you back and resets aggro. And my plan was that I would be tanking the boss. And when I get knocked, Niklas, the warrior, would be taunting and then tank. And then we just switch. Which worked pretty well at the start. It worked pretty fine. We were switching aggro just fine. But then at some point, I was knocked. And Niklas couldn't get aggro. And then it was Obsess. First it was Jen that had aggro. Jen Yan on the healer. We tried to get the boss off of her. And then Obsess had aggro on the hunter. I tried to get him to feign death. He managed to find feign death at some point. And then Jen had aggro again. So now Jen is running. And thankfully at the end we managed to get aggro back and managed to kill a boss. But it was definitely a little bit scary at the very end there with the boss just running around all over the place. But yeah, we managed. Whew. All right. So then after Gnomeregan, we decided what we're going to do with Lost Kitten now, with the Sauercrowd brides. And we decided that there's no point for Jen and for me to help her at the same time because we're just last hitting mobs for her, right? Like there's no point to do like a double help. It doesn't matter if there's 1 or 2 people, we're both like one-shotting the mobs anyway. So we said that we're going to do like kind of like shifts. So where one time tomorrow I'm going to be helping Lost Kitten, last hit mobs and stuff. And Jen is going to do dungeons or something or a quest. And then halfway through the day, we're going to switch around. So that's going to be our plan for tomorrow. I'm going to take the early shift and help Lost Kitten until maybe like 6 p.m. or so. And then afterwards, Jen is going to be helping her. And then I'm going to be doing some dungeons. I hope we can get her up as fast as possible. And then we can continue together. Oh well, it happens. It's unfortunate, but yeah, that's how it is. That was the recap for day 8. Remember to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this, more recaps. And of course, watch my stream over at twitch.tv/Naguura. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a good one. And goodbye. See you tomorrow.